Well, g'day everyone, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we're out in the forge again today, and we are doing the next in our basic blacksmithing skills. Now, what I'm doing today is something that's playing on what we done last week, which was bending the eyes over the anvil. And what we're going to do this week is we're going to use a couple of cheap methods to do it. So, rather than doing it over the anvil, we're going to use a couple of jigs, and I'll show you those and show you how to use them. All right, away we go. Okay, first up we've got a simple little welded one. Now, normally you get someone to weld it who can weld, as opposed to me who really sucks at welding. Basically, you've got a little piece that sticks up, that holds the eye on, and then you have a piece to turn around. So I'll give you an example. This is just a piece of soft wire. Now normally you have this gap at the distance that you're going to use. You hook your eye on there and basically bend it round. Now this comes out as an odd shape because of the fact that my stock is too small. Let me just twist it back. So if you've got the full size, you end up with a round eye. And to do the full size, normally you want to have at least 1 inch on an eye. That one's a little bit small. And as I said, the welding's absolutely horrid because it's mine. Okay, next up is a method that I saw Glenn at G&S Tongs do. And basically we're going to put a piece of pipe into the vise. We're going to use a set of vice grips. Now, as you can see here, I have rounded these off completely. There's no grip left on them on both sides. And put those in there. We're going to clamp our stock in place and then use that to bend the stock around. So that's method number 2. And we shall go to method number 3. Okay, this is method number 3. Don't mind the messy workbench, and also the engineer's vise. I do have a leg vise which I need to get set up, and that's going to be another video. So this one is an eye bending jig. I got this where I started learning to blacksmith. Went and done a course, and they make these handy little things. Now, it is a magnificent method. So our stock comes across through here, and pull this one around, clamp down to the stock, and we pull on both the handles. So we're pulling the metal around like so. Then we flip our hot stock over with the eye in it, clamp back in, and just push the offset on the eye onto it. It will make a lot more sense once we've got a bit of hot metal in there and you can actually see it work. So without further ado, we will light the forge and get into it. Okay, starting off with the pipe method. Now this is my first time using this method, so you guys get to see my success and failure as we go. So we're just going to clamp it on, just pull the bar down over the pipe. I should have been hammering it to keep it a little closer to the pipe as we went along. So there's our first bend. Okay, and here we go with attempt number 2, and I'm going to try and hammer it this time to get it close and bring that curve a little tighter. And as you can see, that clamp's moving around. So I did not have enough tension on the vice grip. So we're going to adjust the tension on that and whack the piece back in the fire again. Okay, attempt number 3, here we go.
Watch out for the hot metal, dodgy grip. Okay, still got a little bit of jiggle there. So just adjusting it up a bit tighter. Right, I'm back to heat again. Okay, attempt number 4. As I said, you know, this is my first time at it. This is a learning process for me, so I'm not too stressed. It takes a couple times. Again with that hammer, just trying to keep it around the bar. Dropping the vice grips. And off to heat again. Okay, attempt number 5. Don't be afraid to try new things to give things a go. You know, you can only stuff it up so many ways. So just finish closing it off. Now I'm moving the clamp to try and start getting the back bend on it, just to offset the bar, and you can see it's a wee bit cold there. Okay, 6th and final heat, and we're just going to put that offset back on the eye. So now we've got the heat, we're just going to clamp it up next to the eye. Just push it back. Just grab the hammer. Just tap it up just to square it up a bit. Okay, now from here it does need to go to the anvil just for a final little bit of straightening, but you can see it's not a bad eye, especially for a first attempt at that method. Okay, next up is my purchased eye bending jig. I'm just going to go through and basically pull it around in a circle. As you can see, this is much better, much neater. Yeah, that's why I went and got one of these jigs. It's quicker and cleaner. So just pull it all the way around, flip it over, and just put the clamp section back where the eye starts and push in the offset. Very simple and easy. You can see it's a little bit open, and I'm trying to close it up a bit more. There we go. Nice, quick, simple. Yeah, and if you're doing production work, that's the sort of thing you want. You want to be able to knock things out quickly. Okay, next up I'm just going to make a simple little S hook. Hooks and eye are basically the same thing. The eye's turned around the full way, the hook just, you don't turn it around as far. So quick bend around, there's our little hook. We'll take it over and we'll cut it off and be back over to finish it. Okay, back out of the forge with the cut off piece. Into the jig we go, and I should have taken all the spare pins off the back of it just to make life a little easier. And just pull it round into the second hook. And there we go. Nice, quick, simple S hook. Alright folks, there we are, all done. As you can see, there's our first one, which came off the pipe. As I said, this is my first time using the pipe. With a bit of practice, that could come a lot better than what it is. You
not happy with the shape of it or anything, you can go back to the horn of the anvil and put it over the horn and tidy up the shape a little. So that's one way of fixing it up. But yeah, it does the job. It'll get you there. Obviously, using that method, I'd need a lot more practice to make something that's actually sellable, because quite frankly, that's not at the stage where I'd be happy to sell it. Okay, next we've got the eye bender. Now, as you can see, not a lot of effort, pretty good eye coming off it. So it's as I said, it's a magnificent little thing. It's quick, it's fast, it does the job nice and neat, nice and quick. A bit more playing around and without a camera there, you can get that closed up, make it look a little bit better, but for something that took all of 30 seconds to do, it's something pretty good. And last off, simple little S-hook. Nice little rustic S-hook, made up on that eye bender. Again, it didn't take much time at all. You can crank these out pretty quick. I haven't gone to any pretty details, it's just rough cut off with the Hardy tool. So yeah, it's pretty rustic, it's pretty rough. If you're making something like this to sell, you'd clean those edges up and put a bit of a chamfer on the edge. But that old rusted part does come up a treat when you use it that way. It looks nice, it looks rustic. So yeah, if I was making something like this to sell, I'd clean up the ends, I'd chamfer it off, I'd put it back in the forge to put some heat on it, just so I'm ending up with the black steel again, and then just put a coat of a sealer over the top of it. Alright, there we go. There is our quick methods of putting eyes and hooks on. As you can see, the pipe, need practice, but eventually it would be quicker than using the anvil. The eye bender, it's nice, it's simple, it's quick. If you're doing production type work, that is the way to go. If you're not doing production type work, then more practice on the anvil's not a bad thing. And a little S-hook. Well, thank you very much everyone for watching. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit that little bell notification so you know when I've got further blacksmithing videos or any other videos coming out. As I said, I'm about to start a series on fixing up a leg vise, because using an engineer's vise on the bench is just an absolute pain in the butt. It's not handy, it gets in the way, but it is what I've got to work with at the moment. I've got the leg vise, I need to get it fixed, and we will go into that in further videos. Again, thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.